Breakfast with your Coys. Oh yeah. Breakfast with your Coys. Breakfast with your Coys. Oh yeah. Breakfast with your Coys. Breakfast with your Coys.
Yes. Welcome to Breakfast with Pure Coys. I'm Nige. Thanks for coming to the channel. Please like, please subscribe. I really would appreciate it. So we are kind of midway through the transfer window. Tottenham finally looking like we're going to make some moves. But we all know Conor Gallagher, as good a signing as he is, isn't enough. We need much more. Who else? Who else do we bring in? Who else will come into this Spurs side? This Spurs side that are really struggling at the moment. 14th in the Premier League, out of both domestic cups, and with a slim chance of making it to the knockout stage of the Champions League. Basically, the Champions League, we've got the squad we have, right? None of the players that we're going to sign can play Champions League football anyway. So realistically, we're probably not going to last too much longer in the Champions League either. So, guys, help me out. Where do we go? What's going to happen for the rest of this season? For me, it's just a season of a bit of pride now. Get some pride back in the squad. Try and get as high up as we can in the table. We are only, 5 points off top 6, I think. I think I'm right now. Top 7, maybe. So we're not too far off it. A couple of wins could propel us back into the mix. And I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. Our next 2 games are called West Ham home and Burnley away. Realistically, no matter how bad we are, that should be 6 points. And then, of course, February, that horrific run where it could all unravel pretty quickly. But at the same time, pick up a few wins there, and we are looking in a semi-decent position. So we're a bit of a crossroads in the season for me. Like I say, we're out of both cups. There's not a lot to play for, but if we can win our next 2 league games, it's going to give us that confidence to go forward. By the same token, if we lose our next 2 league games, we are in big trouble. I think Frank has the West Ham game. I think if we lose to West Ham, I think he surely has to go. At some point in the show, we will talk about possible candidates to take over from Frank if that happens. But I think we will start with, obviously, transfer news, and the news at Spurs look like they're signing Conor Gallagher. As yet, we haven't seen him in a Tottenham shirt. We haven't seen any video from Tottenham come out to tell us that Gallagher is signed. But I would imagine at some point today, we will get that breaking news and that video of Conor Gallagher saying that he was always a Spurs fan. It's always been Spurs. They are the greatest team in the world. But let's see. It'll be interesting to see what his interview is actually after, as he is a big Chelsea man. But we will see. I'm delighted with the news that we have signed Conor Gallagher. I think he's exactly what Tottenham need right now. Is he your progressive passer? No. But, we need an array of different midfielders. We don't just need a progressive passer. We need someone who, Conor Gallagher, is an engine, can get about the pitch. And more than anything, is a leader. And Conor Gallagher is that leader. I think he'll be captain at Spurs within the next 18 months, maybe even within the next 6 months, depending on what happens with Romero. I don't think Romero is captain material, personally. I think he's too inconsistent. I don't think he puts the fans first. I don't think he puts the team first a lot of the time. I think he is very selfish as a player, and just some of the things he does, you expect your captain to come and clap the fans after the game. He doesn't always do it. And like for me, too inconsistent and too rash at times. I think Gallagher comes in. He will be the new captain at Spurs. Let's hope he is. I can't wait to see him in a Spurs shirt. I've got to be honest. It's the small things at the moment. There's not a lot to be happy about at Tottenham. So a new signing and a new signing of Conor Gallagher's stature um, is really quite exciting. And let's be honest, he's got great hair, isn't he? I mean, oh, to have hair like his. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a good player for Spurs. Him and Bergvall in the middle. Imagine those blonde locks flying about everywhere. Wow. Mark Pitts is in the house. Let's say hello to the chat. Mark Pitts is in, saying if we lose on Saturday, will Frank get the boot out of the club and then get someone else in? I think there's an excellent chance. Saturday is, as they've been saying, El Sacchio, another El Sacchio, but this one with West Ham and Nuno. I think he will get sacked if we lose to West Ham at the weekend. And what do we make of, guys in the chat? What do we make of the news that apparently Thomas Frank rung Conor Gallagher and convinced him to join Spurs, told him that Tottenham was the project? I'm not sure I believe that. I am still clinging to the hope that Pochettino is making a few signings before he comes in the summer. But listen, that's just me. That's just me. I'm sure a lot of other people are thinking it as well. Barbaric is in saying, good morning, Nige. Come on, Enoch. Gallagher, top signing, but who is next? Smash the like and sub, people. Yes, smash that like, guys, as you come in. It is so important. I know as YouTubers, we go on about it, but those likes, the more likes you get, the more it pushes you out. So smash that like as you come in. And if you're new or you haven't subbed, please smash a sub. I'm going to start doing little things just to try and get people to sub. You know, I can't do a lot else. So maybe like every 250 subs, I might give away a shirt or something. Who knows? Let's see what happens. At the moment, I just love talking to you guys. I have been on not a sabbatical. I have been doing videos, but I haven't done as many lives. Just stuff going on. But weirdly, I was doing an oven clean yesterday for a lady, and we got talking. And she was asking me, oh, you know, and I said, look, money's tight. And she, we were talking about how tight it is for everyone. And she's like, well, you know, do something else. You sell stuff. And I'm like, well, I've got a YouTube channel. She goes, well, there you go then. She goes, are you monetized? I go, yeah. She goes, what are you waiting for? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get a lot of time to go live. She goes, well, make time. So she kind of inspired me yesterday. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going to make time. So it is all about making time. And I'm going to make time for you guys. And hopefully, during this window, we're going to have a few good things to talk about. So big up, Barbaric. And Sheriff is in the house. Big up, Sheriff, mate. So morning, Nige. Bit cold, mate. It is. It is a bit cold this morning. I have refused to put the heating on, mainly because I'm literally going to be going to work straight after this. So, yeah, take care at work, mate. Are you at work now? If you are, let us know. Yeah, take care, mate. Nasty Ninja's in, saying with every new sign-in, just ask one question. Is he better than what we have? And in Gallagher's case, the answer is definitely 100%, mate. He is head and shoulders above what we have at the moment. I'd say bar Polinia, different kind of player. But suddenly I look at that midfield and I see Polinia and I see Gallagher and I see men and I see warriors and I see leaders. And this is what we've been missing. And suddenly that spine, just with one player, is coming together a bit. You see Romero and Van der Ven. Like I say, I'm not sure whether either will be here next season, but you see Romero, Van der Ven, you see Gallagher, you see Polinia. So we've got four of the spine. We need a keeper, we need a top striker, but that spine is starting to take shape. And I'm excited, weirdly excited by the signing of Gallagher, but we have to move on from that. We cannot just stop at Gallagher. It can't be Gallagher and then we move on and we don't sign anyone else. The window shuts and we're like, oh, well, we signed Gallagher. We've got to add to it now. But who else, guys? Who else would you add in January? What other positions? Give me some names. I know who I'd love. But again, I'm going for a younger player. I would love Agaluche. I think from what I've seen of him, he looks a really exciting player. Not your direct winger, more of a tricky playmaker kind of player, but someone I think could light up the lane. And he's not too young, 23 years old. So I think the perfect age to come in. Will we go for him? I'm not sure. I would love it if we did, though. I would absolutely love it if we did. Guys, drop some names in. Who would you like to see in January? Who else apart from Gallagher? Kate's in. Big up. Saying good morning, Nige. Good morning to you, Kate. I hope you're well. Just go down the chat. Sheriff saying Frank out, Poch in. Maybe, yeah. We will see what happens. I think a lot rides on what happens this weekend, right? Because if we were to lose to West Ham and Frank was to get sacked, I think we would know quite quickly whether maybe Pochettino was in line. Because there are managers out there now, as Nasty Ninjas just said, it will be Frank out and Alonso in. I reckon Alonso is out of a job now. What a great manager he'd be for Spurs. I've just got a feeling Alonso could be the next Liverpool manager. You know, that's not to say Slot's going to lose his job, but if Slot was to go, I think Alonso is made to manage Liverpool. He's got it. He's got Liverpool written all over him. But this is why I'm not sure. I like Alonso. Guys, let me know what you think about Alonso. But I'm very much in the boat. I'm kind of hoping for Poch back now. Yeah, that old romantic in me is hoping for a Poch return. But as we've all said, no point in bringing Poch back if Enoch are not going to back him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens January. What about if we brought in another Poch kind of player? The rumours would start, but let's see what happens. Rain's in. Morning, Nige. Good morning, Rain. I hope you're well, mate. Kate says, Nige, I'm surprised Gallagher's coming to Spurs. Yeah, I am as well, to be honest. He's obviously he's a big Chelsea man, isn't he? All his family are Chelsea. And he was never going to move from Chelsea to Spurs. But I think, listen, no doubt he will be getting some stick from his family and his friends, but I'm sure it's all banter, you know, is at the end of the day, Spurs are a massive club. He's back in London. I'm sure his family are absolutely delighted that he's actually back in London, and he's close to home. So yeah, interesting. I'm surprised, but I'm absolutely delighted. I think Gallagher is a great signing. Big up Ryan saying completely agree. Thank you. I can't remember what you agree with, but thank you. Or maybe it's someone in the chat. Ghosted, big up, Nige, big up, Ghosted, mate. I hope you're well. And Sheriff is on the Potch train. He's magic, you know. Yeah, I'd love Potch back. I really would. I really would. Paul G, big up Paul G. Said, morning, Nige and chat. Coys chuffed with Gallagher. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just now waiting for that video to come out with Gallagher in a Spurs shirt. I'm really intrigued to hear his interview and what he's going to say about Spurs. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Joe said, no, mate, it was cancelled today. I got to work Saturday instead. Oh, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. That's right. That's why you're not going to the protest. Guys, I'll quickly mention the protest. If you are going in and around the game or you are in London or close to London, get down to the protest, guys. It's really important. You know, it is time to make the board aware of how unhappy the fans are. So anyone that can get down there, 2 o'clock, I think it starts. Get down there, show your support. I've been to one. In fact, the one protest I've been to, I get on the front page or whatever page of the Sun. So yeah, there you go. You only have to do it once. But yeah, get down there, guys, and show your support. It is important. Dave Clark saying Gallagher may improve this half-wit squad, but won't take us to another level. Look at his goal and assist stats; they are below average. Yeah, but he's not a goal and assist player, is he? He's your box-to-box midfielder who is going to give you that energy, that strength. He is everything that Papa Sarr wants to be. Right? He is your finished article. More than anything, his leader. I agree with you, David. He will improve this squad, no end for me. But if we're looking for players who gets goals and assists, he's not the man. We need to sign someone else for that. And this is what's interesting. Are we going to sign players for that position? Because we already have a Madison who's injured, but by the looks of it, by the looks of his videos, he's coming back well. Will he be the same player? I think he could be better, personally. We've already got Xavi Simons, who we've signed. So are we going to go out and buy that another creative style midfielder? I'm not sure we are. If we were, as I've said, I'd love to get Agaluche in, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Kate said, Nige, still need more in this transfer window. Absolutely, 100%. At least, I'd say we need at least two more players to come in. And that would make it, I think, a really good window. If we'd have bring two players in of the caliber or above of Gallagher, then I think that makes a top window. But where? I don't know. I'm at that point where I don't know. We can talk about our forward line because obviously Richarlison's now injured. We got Moani, we got Solanke. I don't think we buy another striker unless we were to send Moani back, which I don't see. I don't see us buying another striker. Wide men we 100% need, or at least one wide man. So I think if we bought one wide man and another midfielder, your progressive passer, then I think that would be a really, really good window, guys. Let me know what you think. Who would you bring in? And yeah, give me some names. Guys, there's 50 of you in the house. Great turnout this morning. Please smash that like. It is so important. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. I am going to try to get to 1,500 subs as quickly as possible. And Barbaric saying there's only a select few channels I'll watch now. These weird accounts trying to see the negative with Gallagher signing is so silly. I agree, mate. I don't understand why people are so negative about Gallagher. Is it because he played for Chelsea? Um, is that the reason? I'm not sure. Is it because a lot like Kane, he had a bit of a journey to get where he is? You know, obviously went on loan at West Brom, was at Palace, probably a few other clubs as well. Obviously, then Chelsea. He's played for some of the biggest clubs in Europe. Chelsea, as much we hate to say it, massive club. Atletico Madrid, massive club. Yeah, when I hear fans say that, oh, we can't get in the Atletico Madrid side, I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? This is a guy that played over 50 games for Atletico Madrid last season. He's made 27 appearances this season. Yeah, some from the bench, absolutely. But Atletico Madrid here, Tottenham here, levels to the club. And I think, as I've said, Gallagher comes in instant. He will be the first name on the team sheet every week. And I think next season will be captain at Tottenham. And I'm here for it. I'm here for an ex-Chelsea man coming in and captain in Tottenham. I'm sure we've had a few before. Have we? Did Gallas ever captain Spurs? I think he might have. But yeah, interesting to know. Have we ever bought a player from Chelsea that's gone on to captain Tottenham? Um, I'm not sure about that. Mr. M, big up Clinton NG. What a player he was, eh? And Kudu. Yeah, I mean we bought some shockers under Poch, fell for him. Both highly rated though, weren't they? And we got them both from France, didn't we? Um, from the French league, both highly rated, but just never really did it. And Kudu obviously got that one good goal, didn't he? At Fulham, was it? No, it was a cross, wasn't it, for Winks to score? Um, I think that was Nkudu. Might have been NG. I think it was Nkudu. But yeah, both had funky hair and both never really hit it off at Tottenham. R. Williams saying, morning, Sir Nige. Good morning, mate. I hope you're well. Thank you for your continued support, buddy. I appreciate you. And thank you for all of your support. But R. Williams always comments on my videos. So yeah, I respect you, mate, for that. Thank you very much. Mr. M saying Wenger out, Poch in. Rain, David Clark, absolutely agree. CG is only a small part of the squad build, but on his own isn't going to turn this team around. No, it's not. I mean, it might make us a little bit more solid, but it's not. It's not going to do too much, is it? We definitely need more. Ghost is saying Gallagher is a top signing for us. This is exactly the kind of signings we should be looking for. Absolutely agree. Listen, Tottenham are never going to get the top signings, But for me, Gallagher, England international, captain of Chelsea, played in Spain for 2 seasons and, well, 18 months. This is a guy who's been around a bit. He's earned his trade, and I think he's an absolutely cracking signing. And I know his GA is not amazing, but you will find he will pop up with goals and he will pop up with assists 100%. Remember, when Polinia come in, of course, we were told he could only tackle. Well, it's funny. He scored, what, 4 or 5 goals already this season for Spurs? So don't be surprised if Gallagher comes and pops up with 5 or 6 goals, 5 or 6 assists before the end of the season. You never know. I'm really excited by Gallagher. I think he is going to be a great signing for Spurs. If it gets over the line, I'm starting to get a bit nervous now. And let's see if we can get him. I think he signs today. Nasty Ninja said, David Clark, if you keep buying better than what you have every window, you won't go far wrong. Don't reach for the sky, just settle for continuous improvement. Absolutely. That is absolutely bang on. 100%, mate. And yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. And Barbaric agrees as well. 100%. Sheriff is saying the most important thing is to get Enoch out and get ambitious owners. It would be wonderful, wouldn't it, to get owners come in who really wanted to put their club first. That would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, I will be starting over the next couple of weeks, maybe to do a few members shows, but I need members first. I've got a few, but anyone wants to become a member at Pure Coys TV, just smash the join button on my page and you are more than welcome. But if you don't, it's absolutely fine. Just smash that like and hit the subscribe if you haven't. But yeah, I agree. We need to get Enoch out and get ambitious owners in, but we need to get owners in who put the club first. What I don't want is owners that come in and buy Tottenham and all they see is pound signs and see what they can get from the stadium. We need to get owners in who really want to put the club first and really want to put the team first. Let's see what Enoch do. We've got a couple of weeks they've really got to go out there and buy a couple more players. I don't think they're gonna, but not the big names. Let's see what we do. But yeah, get to the protest at the weekend. It is so important. If nothing else, the owners need to know how unhappy the fans are. Rain says, I'm wondering if Alonso just had a good thing at Leverkusen. Quite possibly, mate. It's one of those, isn't it? Sometimes managers just fit at a club and it works well for them. But listen, many of the best managers all over world football have tried and failed at Real Madrid. It's probably the toughest job, I would say, in football. Tottenham being a close second, maybe third behind United. But yeah, it's a tough job at Real Madrid. You have to win. If you don't win, you lose. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does somewhere else. The sheriff said Britain's most wanted. R. Williams saying, guys, let Poch go. It's done. It's over. What did he win? I do firmly believe, mind, if we had that team under Poch now, we would win the league. I know. I get it. I do get it. I just feel for me, it's just that. And I think Lubo said it on a show that I saw. It's an itch that you need to keep scratching. I need to scratch that itch again before I'm finally ready to let go. It's an ex-girlfriend that you take back, even though you know you shouldn't. But the sex was great, so you take her back thinking maybe it'll be different this time. Maybe it won't. But I am very much of the mindset. Let's just give it one more go. If it don't work, at least we know. And listen, Poch, if nothing else, looked bloody amazing in a suit, didn't he? Absolute legend. I never forget a game at Old Trafford we played. He had the suit on with the turtleneck top on underneath. Magic. Absolute magic. Spurs and Powell saying against tough teams, Polinia, Gallagher, Simmons, against who sit and counter, put Biss, Gray, Bergvall, Gallagher, Simmons. Yeah, suddenly Gallagher gives us options, right? And better options than we had before. So, I think it's a great option. And I just don't, suddenly I look at this team, and even though we are absolutely smashed by injuries, I look at the side and I think we're okay. We're okay with Gallagher, and we're going to go to we're going to play West Ham at the weekend, and we're going to be strong, and we're going to beat them. And just that one player alone has already made me think, okay, we're not as bad as what I thought we were. But there is a lot to do. There is a lot to do. Guys, 70 of you in the house, please smash a like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Let's try and get up to 1,320 by the end of the show. I'm about 7 subs short. That would be absolutely fantastic. Barbaric saying, oil yourself up, Nige. Maybe you'll get on page 3 of the Sun. God, those were the days. Page 3 of the Sun, the Daily Sport, always really informative news, of course. Great news, always really interesting stuff. Like, remember the time that double-decker bus got on the moon? Never forget that. I'm not quite sure how it got up there, but it did because the Daily Sport said it did. Big up, mate. Stefan and Lightning. I like the name. Coys, big up to you. Make sure you've hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Dave Clark said Maddison will be better with better players around him. Of his level, he wouldn't have to hold onto the ball as long and causes injuries. Listen, I can't wait till Maddison's back. Loved him when we signed him. He got so much stick from a lot of the fan base, but I thought he was always such a good player for Tottenham, and we miss him. We miss him badly. We really do. His GA is insane. And yes, he can be frustrating when he gets knocked off the ball, goes down easy, but you know what? Absolutely brilliant player and just seems like a lovely human being. So fair play. Fair play. Kate Rickson said, Mwani, I heard they want to send him back. If it's, don't know if it's true or not. I don't know either. I've seen that as well. I think that would depend on I'm not sure if we can send him back, right? Can we send him back? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not against it. Not against it at all if we send him back. I just don't think he's done it for Spurs. And by the look of the way he acts, and this might just be his personality, it's almost like he doesn't really want to be here. It's an effort. Everything's like, oh, okay. I'm not sure. Listen, he's no doubt a good striker. He's done it. He was brilliant for Frankfurt, wasn't he, for that season? Um, but yeah, I think we could get better than Moani. I really do. And we need it. But guys, drop a name of a striker you would love to come to Spurs, because I don't think any of them are good enough. I'll be honest with you. I don't think any of them are good enough. I think we need to go out in the summer and buy at least 2 more strikers, and get rid of the ones we've got. But let's see. Cypher then says, I subscribe to you because you're one of the few channels that isn't just AI. Well, big up, mate. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, it's easy to make an AI thumbnail now, that kind of thing. I mean, I do it. Is it sometimes, like I said, it saves a lot of time. But yeah, appreciate you, mate. And thank you for subscribing. Dave Clark said Gallagher played 77 games for Atletico with 7 goals and 7 assists and 6 yellow cards. Why? What a pity he didn't get 1 more yellow card. That would have been, yeah. I don't know why, just all the 7s. But listen, but he isn't, he is not your goal and assister, is he? He's not in the team to do that. He is in the team to work hard, to be aggressive, to lead the team. And listen, a lot of people just think he is just a water carrier, but he's not, is he? He's more than that. You look at some of his skill. He's a very skillful player, and I think a lot of Spurs fans are going to be surprised by him. I really do. I think we are going to be happy with the signing, no doubt about that. CC coach Poyet, that's absolutely right. Poyet did come from Chelsea and captain Spurs, and he managed Spurs as well, didn't he, for a while? So thank you for that, mate. C coach, appreciate you for that. Poyet, good shout. Steve said, good morning, Sheriff. I hope you're good. Sheriff's always good. He's an absolute beast, legend of a man. Kate Rixham says, have we just got a sign-in because of the protests? This is an interesting one, isn't it? I'm hearing a lot of people say that. For me, I just think it's one of those. I think we were looking at maybe getting Gallagher in the summer, and the Bentancur injury has sped that up a little bit. along with the fact that suddenly Villa come in and looked like they were going to get him. I don't think Spurs had a choice. I think Spurs were like, well, we really do want this man. Poch wants him for next season. No, we really do want this man. So we're going to have to make the move now. And I just think it coincides with the fact that it's a protest. I could be wrong. They could have absolutely signed him because of the protest. But regardless, however we've done it, I am absolutely delighted because I think he's going to be a top player for Spurs. Sakaias says, seems the fan base is split around the signing, though, which is odd. I think the fan base are split about everything, mate. You know, absolutely everything. We could have an argument about the badge. We could have an argument about the shorts they wear. We could have an argument about the length of the grass at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We cannot unite over anything. And that's one of the reasons why I want Poch back, because I think it will unite the fan base. Listen, there's always going to be a section who's like, I don't want Poch back. But actually, once he come back, I think that section would be like, oh, it is good to have him back. But we would argue about absolutely anything, mate. Absolutely anything. Steve saying, good morning, Nige. Hope you're good. Good morning to you, Steve. I am well, mate. I hope you are too. Barbaric saying, I said that yesterday. This board did the same with Simmons when they got a sniff of the protest. They did. Yeah, they did. That is true. Yeah, maybe maybe it coincides. Listen, if it does, fine. Let's protest every bloody week. We might get a few more players in. Guys, I am three subs short of 1,320. So if there's three of you out there that haven't subbed, please smash that sub button and hit the like button. It is so important. As I always say, Kate said they need to keep Polina as well. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't made that permanent. But I'm not sure. Maybe Gallagher is a replacement for Polina. Who knows? Hearing rumours that Frank doesn't want to keep him next season. Spurs are not going to pay the money. They think he's too old. They want younger players in. For me, that experience is absolutely vital in a Tottenham shirt. And let's be honest, Van der Ven apart, Polina, when playing, has been our best player this season for me. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what else have we got? We wouldn't be in this mess if we had good owners that were ambitious. Absolutely. We wouldn't. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And let's be honest, they don't talk the talk for long. We heard them at the start of the season in the summer, said they were going to be ambitious. We've not heard a peep from them since. Same with Vinay. This great communicator, this man that was going to come out and talk to the fans and unite the fans and bring us closer to the board. We've heard absolutely nothing. As soon as it starts going tits up, we hear nothing. You can guarantee if Conor Gallagher signs today, that we could hear something from Vinay saying, what a great signing. This club are really ambitious, but we need more. We need more from them, 100%. Siphon and saying, I think it's a good time to say goodbye to Ben Davis and Vicario. 100% agree with you on Vicario. I think Ben Davis is going to leave anyway soon, isn't he? I think it's one of those things. I actually think Ben Davis has been a pretty good servant to Spurs over the years. Always a 6.5 out of 10. Never any more, never any less. And yeah, I like Ben Davis just for being Daddy Davis. You gotta love a bit of Ben Davis. But yeah, it is time to move on. And Vicario, 100%. We need a better keeper. Ghost has said, to be fair to Alonso, those Madrid players are all prima donnas, not like the Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Cruz, and Modric team. No, absolutely, they are. They are. I'm not an Mbappe. As great as Mbappe is, he is all about himself. The same with Vinicius Junior. It's me. And I think whoever takes over at Real Madrid are really going to struggle, because you look at Barcelona down the road and wow, what a team. What a team Barcelona are. They're the team to watch. That is what as Spurs fans we aspire to be, right? A team that plays that kind of football. And you know what? I wouldn't mind losing so much if we're playing that kind of football week in, week out. That would be amazing. Terrell's in. Big up, mates, and big up, bro. Big up to you. I hope you're well. Anton Pollard, big up, mate. The football revenue is too small for the owners. The long-term revenue is is in the properties, hotel, and the land. And yeah, this is correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Barbaric is saying, I just want this board to be proactive and build a proper squad instead of reactive when we have too many injuries and forced into the market. And again, yeah, bang on, mate, because we did this again. We did it with Xavi Simons, didn't we? You know, Madison gets injured, suddenly we have to bring someone in. We did it with Solanke. Solanke gets injured, suddenly we have to bring Mawani in. And, you know, we've done it now. Benton cause injury, and we bring in Conor Gallagher. It feels all very much like just replace him with him when we're forced to, instead of having a plan and saying, these are the players we're going to bring in. I just think if we really wanted Gallagher, we would have got him right at the start of the window and not nearly 2 weeks in when someone else goes in for him and when we have a big injury to one of our first team players. As I said, no matter how it's happened, I'm delighted, absolutely delighted. I think it's a wonderful signing for Tottenham. Kate says, just never backed Poch anyway, or any managers. We haven't backed a manager for so long. I mean, people will say we backed Ange Postecoglou and we spent money. There's no doubt about it. We spent money, but we spent it on pretty average players and a lot of young players. And there's some, you know, I have my own thoughts on Postecoglou. He wasn't the man for Spurs, but at least he showed, you know what? Postecoglou, I called for Postecoglou's head for most of last season. I wanted him gone. Because his football was terrible. You know, it was terrible. We were just too open, as we all know. But I look back at it and I think, you know what? At least when he's interviewed, and at least when journalists got on Spurs back and would have little digs at Tottenham as a club, he would always back the club. He was always 100%, you know, behind the club and behind the fans. Yes, he had a few issues with the fans from time to time, but he was a passionate man. What I get from Frank sometimes, he's just a bit dour, isn't he? A bit dull, bit uninspiring. Postecoglou inspired, and Frank does not. And maybe this is why he's not getting the best out of players. Maybe he just doesn't inspire them. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see how the next couple of weeks go. Barty Gayas says Gallagher, great signing. Now we should go for Paqueta or Ruben Neves and a winger, Akaluche, Savinho, Barcole, and a defender, Ake or Aranja. Yeah, listen, all great players. I think Paqueta's already said that he wants to go back to Brazil, but Ruben Neves would be a top signing. Akaluche, I'd love. Savinho, I'm not sure about, and he's got a big injury at the moment, isn't he? Barcola, I like. Ake, for me, was a no-brainer. He's the kind of defender we need. Experienced Premier League defender, left-footed as well. Let's see what Spurs do. Spurs definitely need 2 or 3 more players in this month. Let's hope we get them in. Sakaya says Basuma won't play a game for us again, unfortunately. Probably not. I think you're probably right, but I do think he'll be back in the squad for the weekend. He may be forced into playing. We get another injury and he will be forced into playing. But I kind of agree. I think he'll be gone. If not at the end of this month, definitely in the summer. Kate says we need a quality striker in. We absolutely do. I would love a new striker, but who? This is it. Who do we bring in? Who do we bring in that's of the quality that we need? Do we go for a young striker that's exciting, or do we bring someone else? I'd love a Vlahovic. I think he'd be perfect for Premier League football. Are we going to go for Tony in the summer? I don't know, guys. Drop some names in. Who would you like to see as a striker at Spurs? Guys, 85 people in the house. Great for a Wednesday morning. Smash that like. Hit that subscribe if you haven't. I am 1 sub away from 1,320. So anyone wants to hit that sub button, I really would appreciate it. Siphonen says, does anyone know what's happening with the Basuma situation right now? I'm taking it he's back in the squad, mate. I'm taking it that he's back. Um, is he back from the AFCON? I think he's back from the AFCON now, isn't he? I'm not entirely sure. I think he might be. If he is, I'd imagine he's back in the squad for the weekend. Not heard anything, to be honest, but that's what I'm imagining. David saying, I watched Newcastle v Man City last night on a note. Although the finishing was poor, the individual players' ability on the ball and passing and moving are planets above our woeful players. I agree, mate. You know what? A lot of it's confidence as well, isn't it? I think Spurs are just devoid of any confidence at the moment, and it really doesn't help. A lot of players playing with fear, and this is why we need this experience, these experienced players. When I watch a Polina play, sometimes he misplaces a pass, but he never stops making that pass. You know, he will always attempt it. And experienced players like that, it just doesn't get to them. It's water off a duck's back. If it don't work the first time, they try again, it'll work the second time. I just think with some of our younger players, if they make a mistake, they then go into their shell and it kind of, yeah, I think for me, we need more experience in the squad personally. Barty says we should try and sign Ten Stegen and Aroja. I can't even pronounce his name. Aroja from Barcelona. I don't think the club want them. I would take both of them. Absolutely, I'd take both of them. They'd walk into the Spurs side. But big up, mate, and big up to Budge. Just liked and subbed. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Welcome to Pure Coys. Kate says, I am worried about West Ham game, to be honest. Don't know if players are playing for Frank. We're going to find out, right, Kate? This is a massive game, and West Ham like to turn up. This is their cup final. I just look at West Ham, and I don't see how they beat us. I know we're poor, but West Ham are terrible this season. I think the only chance they got is Paqueta and Bowen, and I just don't see it. But it could happen. It could happen, right? Because Spurs are poor at home. But if it does, I really do think that Frank gets the sack on Saturday night. I really do. I think he gets a sack Saturday night. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to each and every one of you that subbed. I really do appreciate it. Just gone over 1,320. So thank you so much. Keep hitting that like. And hopefully we're going to be in for a good week at Spurs. Gallagher coming in, a win against West Ham. Maybe another signing. Who knows? Bob Barrett said, not only did the bus get there, Nige, apparently Elvis drove it there. That's true. Elvis, yeah, must have done a gig up there. But gotta love a bit of the daily sport. Barty says Polinia is a must sign if he is our Rodri of our team and a leader and a fighter. We need more passing midfielders to help him. Absolutely right. He is not. You know, people will say who moan at him and say he's given away. He's not a passer, right? I mean, he can pass. He's a professional footballer, but he's not your passer. He is your breakup player, your number six, who was aggressive, who tackles, and who gives the ball to better players. And we just need better players around him. And I think Gallagher's a good start. Be interesting to see if we bring in another midfielder because and how that affects the side. Because then do we get a left winger? Because if we're bringing in another midfielder, then where does Xavi play? Does he play off the left? So then maybe we don't need a left-sided player. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what Tottenham do. For certain, Barty said Mwani is awful. He just doesn't look interested, mate, does he? Every now and again he does something. You're like, that's good. I like that. But he just doesn't look interested. Pearson says, let's hope Dr. Tottenham doesn't show up on Saturday. We're linked to Paqueta. And if the doctor turns up, Paqueta will hurt us. Yes, he will. Yeah, you can imagine it happening. Kate says, Osman, absolutely go out, pay the money, get him in. This would be the dream signing for me. Bring back Harry Kane. I mean, Harry Kane, wow. People said he wasn't world class when he was at Spurs. You look at him now for Bayern Munich. I mean, I know people will say the German league's a bit of a farmers league. For me, it's not. But it's just not only the goals that he scores, it's the way that he scores them. What a player. What a player. I think arguably one of the best players in world football, and he was our captain. And yeah, it's sad to see him go. I'd love him back. Can't see it happening, but I would love him back. Zakai said Marmoush, ideal signing. I would love Marmoush as well, but I just again, I don't see this one happening. Alvarez, yeah, I would take him. He's a top player, and C Coach says the same. I mean, they're all going to cost a bit of money, right? But if we want to be the best, we've got to pay this kind of money for these kind of players. So let's see what happens. Barty says pay 100 million for Alvarez. I don't see we need a striker, and he is perfect and worth every penny. And he is proven in the Prem. Yeah, I will take him. Just don't see Spurs paying the money for him. Seacoast Lewandowski, would love Lewandowski. I know he's getting on a bit, but he still knows where the net is. Just one season in the Premier League with Spurs. That would be great, wouldn't it? That would be great. Darren says, come on, you Spurs. Absolutely. Come on, you Spurs. Paul G says, remember, Nige, our Jimmy Greaves played over 150 times for Chelsea before. It does happen. Yeah, absolutely. Those were the days though, wasn't it? Those were the days that the players just moved around London clubs, right? They just moved around London clubs. And yeah, Greaves, what a player. What a Spurs player. The reason I'm a Spurs fan is because of Jimmy Greaves. Not because I ever saw him play, because I didn't, but my dad, massive Tottenham fan, and he supported Tottenham. His love for Tottenham was a lot of it was because of Jimmy Greaves. So if my dad hadn't supported Spurs, then I wouldn't have supported Spurs. So thank you, Jimmy, for giving me 45 years of absolute pain. But it is what it is. Barty saying that Xabi Alonso would be the perfect manager. Um, he would, yeah, he would be a good manager for Spurs. But I just, like I said earlier, I just see him. I see Liverpool written all over him. Probably not now, but maybe in 18 months, who knows? Ed Emsin said, morning, Nige. I'm all for Gallagher signing, and we don't have many foreign spaces available, so we have to get a strong English core. Absolutely. And wouldn't it be nice to have that strong English core in a Premier League side? Yeah, it would be lovely. Kate said, heard Frank didn't want to sign Gallagher. Yeah, I've heard that as well. I've heard so many rumours. Frank didn't want to sign him. I've also heard that Frank um, made the phone call to get him in. It's a weird one. It really is. And here he is, the boy. Chunky, morning, Dad. Signing could be worse. I'm surprised we hijacked it. Absolutely. Good morning, son, by the way. Let me know if you're available today for some Daisy. And yeah, listen, I think it's a really good signing. Really good signing. Not your sexy signing, like I say, he's got great hair, but it's not your sexy signing. He's not going to score you 20 goals a season and be doing Rabonas and all that kind of thing, but he is exactly what we need. Barty said, Frank is stupid for not signing Polinia. Frank out. Polinia is more of a leader and manager than Frank. Xabi Alonso or Poch in. I'm kind of that mindset, mate. I really am. I'm at that point where I'm just like, don't think Frank's a man. He doesn't inspire me. I don't see him and look at him and think, yeah, you're my manager. My manager. A bit like Sheriff does when he thinks about Poch and he's like, my manager. I don't look at Frank. He doesn't inspire me at all. So God knows what he does to the players. I'm sure he was very good, and he was very good at Brentford, and I'm sure he'd do great jobs at lower sides in the Premier League. And I say that we finished 17th last year, but we are a big club, regardless of what fans will say. We are a big club, and we need someone who's going to inspire the team and inspire the club. Frank is your front man. Doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me. He is the face of Tottenham at the moment, and I don't think he inspires many of us. Barty said, I don't want Frank next season. I hope for the sack. I don't think he'll be here next season, personally. Henry saying, Coys, absolutely. Big up, Henry. Come on, you Spurs. Barty saying, Alonso or Pochin. If we're going to go for Alonso, we're going to have to move quickly, aren't we? Because he will be snapped up very soon. Let's see. Henry saying Ange and Frank should never been hired in the first place. It's kind of where we are as a club, isn't it, Henry? We are we are lost. We are lost as a club, and we need to find our identity again. I did a video a couple of days ago about identity and how we seem to have lost it. We flip flop from a negative, counter-attacking managers to super positive front-footed managers, and we need to find that identity. Are we going to be an attacking side that plays good football? If so, every manager we hire has to be and play that brand of football. If not, and we're going to go down the pragmatic counter-attacking football, then fine. But every manager you hire has to be pragmatic and counter-attacking. Otherwise, we are just flip-flopping from one style of football to the other and signing players for different positions, signing players for different styles. And we end up where we are now, which is an absolute mishmash of different players for different systems for different managers. Let's hope the club have a plan going into next season. Obviously, there is no plan. This season's been a complete mess so far, but we need a plan going into next season. Hopefully, implemented now with the January window, with the players we bring in, and whoever is managing next season at Tottenham. But let's see what happens. Siphon is saying without Ange, we would have never won the Europa League. Yep, yep. I'm just, you know what? I'm not gonna say a word about Ange. He, like I say, won us a trophy, and it was a great night, wasn't it? A great night in Bilbao, even though the football was turgid for probably one of the worst finals I've ever seen. But doesn't matter. We won the cup, and that's what matters. At the end of the day, Kate saying we need a great sporting director, not like bloody Lange. No, Lange would be sacked immediately. Immediately. He is terrible. And this is what I mean. We are not a club who have a plan at all or an identity. But let's see what happens. Siphon is saying Spurs should bring in Openda from Juventus. He is fast, he can finish. There's so many good players around. So many good players around Europe. We need to move and we need to get a few players in 100%. Barty said Lange and Frank are both trash. We need to get out. Boring football too. I agree. Budge saying he's probably late. Kate saying don't want any more kids. We really need ready-made players. And I agree 100%. No more kids. I don't mind buying young players, but not kids. Stop buying the 17, 18, 19-year-olds. Like I say, someone like an Agalush, who's 23, perfect age. We already have a lot. Tell, Oderbell, Bergval, Gray. You got to remember we've got Vuskovic coming back next season as well. He's going to be really battling for a first team place. We have Mikey Moore to come back. So we have a lot of youngsters still to come back as well. So I think if we're going to buy a youngster, they have to be up here. They have to be up here. They can't be down here like, oh, yeah, they could be good in a couple of years. No, they have to be good now. And of course, looks like Sosa's come. Was it Souza? Souza's coming in. So let's see how he does. Another young player who's never played outside of Brazil. So for me, I don't even include that as a signing. And I know that's harsh on him. He might be fantastic in a couple of years, but right now he's not the answer. The press is in the house. Big up to you, Philly. I hope you're well. Says big up, Nigel, and everyone in the chat. Big up to you, Philly. And Barbaric saying hello to the press. Ed M saying, in summer, I'd like 2 new strikers, Marcus Thuram and Krupi of Bournemouth would do me. Yeah, both look. I like Thuram. I do. I show on my age now. Then, I remember his dad playing for France. But Krupi, I'm not sure about. Got to be honest. I'm probably butchering his name. But yeah, but good choices, mate. Good choices. Good to have different choices. Monkey Trident saying if he is sacked, who in Xavi? I wouldn't turn Xavi down. I really wouldn't. I think he'd be a great manager for whoever he takes over. But we'd have to back him, right? There's no good just bringing a manager in of his quality and not backing him. I'm still of that notion. I think if there was ever a time Poch was going to come back, it would be this summer. I think we're in that perfect transition now where it doesn't look like Frank is going to last. It doesn't look like he's the man to take us forward. If we were to bring Xavi in now, I I just don't see that Pochettino ever comes back again. But I don't know. Let's see what happens. I wouldn't be against Xavi. He plays nice football, and let's see what happens. Philly saying, I'm looking forward to seeing Gallagher offer energy to the Spurs midfield. It looked static before. Big up, Barbaric. Absolutely, mate. Couldn't agree more. Rodney saying, good morning. Come on, you Spurs. Good morning to you, Rodney. I hope you are well. The press saying, hit the likes and subscribe. Absolutely, guys. Smash that like. Hit the subscribe button. Really do appreciate each and every one of you. Siphon is saying, all we need is a new goalkeeper, a new left winger, and a new striker. Ooh. I mean, we definitely need all three of them. I'd argue that we still need another fullback. I'm not sure whether this young fullback has come in is the answer. I think we need ready-made fullbacks. And I still love to bring in another midfielder, your passer. I'd say 5 players. I'd be happy with 5 more players. Obviously, not in this window. That's not going to happen. But if we were to bring in another 2 this window and then bring in 3 in the summer, that go straight into the first team, by the way, and then look to maybe bring in a couple of squad players as well, I think I'd be really happy with that. Let's see what else. I'm going to go for another couple of minutes. Brahim Diaz from Madrid, like the look of him. He looks a really, really good player. Another one looks exciting. Let's see what happens. Barty saying Brentford are doing better without Frank. Yeah, they're properly set up, right? They are properly set up. They have the setup in place. So it doesn't matter, a bit like Brighton. It doesn't matter who's in charge. Whoever comes in is going to do well because the setup is in place. Like I say, look at Brighton, you know, doing so well. And then, oh God, the manager's names escape me. It doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. Whoever comes in, they always have a good season because they are set up properly. Siphon says 5 signings I'd love to see would be Mangalin, Openda, Mateta, Modric, and Yildiz. I mean, I'd love Yildiz. Modric would be nice just for a season, wouldn't it? Even now, just get him into the end of the season. He's at Milan, isn't he? I can't see that happening. But I'd take all of them. I'd take absolutely all of them. And big up, mate. He says Frankenstein is my manager, best ever. Most of the players left Brentford. They did. Brentford lost a lot of players, but they're still a decent side. They really are. And it just sums up, doesn't it? It sums up where we are as a club. Like I say, we are not at the level yet. We got so much to do. So much to do in the club. But hopefully we will get there. Steady and I'm going for a few of the comments just because I'm going to be wrapping up soon. I want to read some comments out that I haven't seen the names before. Steady as Shark says we need Poch in. We need to finally know the answer of how it will go. Now we can actually have the money to back him. I agree. This is where I am with it. It is like I said, it's an exit. Didn't there were reasons why it didn't work the first time, and you think, okay, I'm in a better place this time. Let's take her back. And yeah, I think that's where I am with it. We need to know whether it will work. But hopefully it will. Milton is in. Big up, mate. I hope you're well. Says nice to hear and see you again, Nige. Hope you're well. I'd be going for Robbie Keane or Pierre Sage as manager. I'd love Robbie Keane. Is that Sage or Sage? I'd love Robbie Keane at Spurs. I really would. Yeah, he would be if we're going to bring a young manager in, young exciting manager. Robbie Keane would be my answer. He's not your answer for interim. I think he's doing a good job where he is. I think maybe Robbie Keane would be the next manager after the next manager, if that makes sense. But I'd love Robbie. Robbie Keane as a player was stunning. Vinny Guy says, big up Pure Coys. We're doing it yet again. Nothing changed with one sign and suddenly everything peachy. This Enoch man, Jesus Christ, treating their own fans crap. Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, isn't it? Getting a new signing in, but we need a lot more. We need a lot more. This one signing isn't going to change our season at all. But yeah, let's see what happens. Aside and saying, have a good day, have a good rest of day, and everyone, stay safe and come on, you Spurs. Have a good one, buddy. And I am pretty much going to wrap it up there, but I am going to say, Peter, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate you with the $20. How desperate have we become? Pretty desperate, mate. It's got to that point, isn't it? Where we are clutching. But thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. Guys, I am gonna almost leave it there. I've got one more comment to read. Sinjes says, feels like we need to find a proper manager. That's far more important than one or two players. Like we've got so many faults, but we ain't 14th level of bad. I'm kind of with you. I don't think we're 14th level of bad. I definitely think we need a new manager. Let's hope we get that. But we also need some new signings. Are they Frank signings? Are they club signings? Are they pot signings? I will leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much for joining me. Smash a like, smash subscribe on your way out, and have a great Wednesday. Fingers crossed for a few more signings before the window shuts. And always stay positive, stay poised, and stay pure Coys.